Good morning students, welcome to BSc 1 Geology class. So today in this video we are going to study the polymorphism in coelenterates. Polymorphism in coelenterates. Coelenterates are known for polymorphism. So what is polymorphism? In brief we have already discussed. Poly means many. Morphe refers to forms. So occurrence of different forms of individuals in the life cycle of a species is known as polymorphism. Let us see how the polymorphism is exhibited by the coelenterates. See, polymorphism in coelenterates. Polymorphism is the occurrence of several different types of individuals or zooids in a single species during its life cycle, or as members of the colony, group of individuals. So one colony has different members, zooids. All zooids may be of same, they are of same species. They are of same species but present in a colony and perform different functions. So polymorphism is the occurrence of several different types of individuals. Or zooids. Individuals are also referred as zooids in a single species. This is very important. In a single species, in its life cycle, it shows the presence of different types of individuals or zooids. Okay, that is called polymorphism. During its life cycle, or as members of the colony, the members of the colony perform different functions. One individual may perform digestion of the food. Another individual may be involved in reproduction. One more individual may be active in protecting the colony. Thus, different individuals perform different functions. The members of the colony may perform different functions, so that there is a division of labor amongst the members. Division of labor. This is very important. So in case of protozoans, the entire individual is made up of single cell. Single cell has to perform all the functions, all the life activities: digestion, reproduction, respiration, circulation, locomotion. All these activities are performed by the single cell. But as the animals are becoming more and more evolved, development in their body organization is seen. Improvement in their body organization we observe. So in case of poriferans are not single cell, they are multicellular, but different types of cells are there. They perform different functions. But in coelenterates, different tissues started to appear from coelenterate organs. So tissue level of body organization can be seen in coelenterates. In addition to that, different individuals are present in coelenterates to perform different functions. This is called division of labor. This is known as division of labor. So division of labor is understood or studied in phylum Coelenterata. The coelenterates are noted for their polymorphism, but the various types are reducible to either a polypoid or medusoid type. So various types are there. They are reducible to either polypoid or medusoid type. Polypoid or medusoid type. You know what is polyp, what is medusoid. So at least two individuals occur in the life cycle of cylindrids. So polyp is sessile. Polyp is sessile. It is attached to a substratum. It takes part in feeding of the food. Feeding the colony. Clear? Because it has mouth, tentacles. Tentacles are there and entron is there for the digestion of food. Thus, the polyp is meant for, supplying food to the colony. So it is nutritive in function. Then the medusa is free swimming, umbrella shaped. It is also having mouth and tentacles, but it is its main function is taking part in reproduction, sexual reproduction. Gonads are present in medusae. They produce male and female sex cells for sexual reproduction. Okay, so the various types are reducible to either a polypoid or medusoid type, which occur in a number of morphological variations. These polyps and medusae occur in number of morphological variations. Okay, the polymorphism. So, however, by looking at all these points, the polymorphism may be defined as a representation of a single organism. By more than one kind of individuals or zooids which differ in their form and function. So, in other words, the polymorphism can be defined as a representation of a single organism by more than one type of individuals or zooids which differ in their form and function. They differ in their form and function. They are looking different and their functions are also different. So such individuals occur in the life cycle of cylindrids. This is known as polymorphism. So some cylindrids may have only two different forms in their life cycle. Some may have three different forms in their life cycle. Some may have more than three. Right? So which type of individuals are seen in the life cycle of different cylindrids that we can see now? Patterns of polymorphism. So in different cylindrids, different pattern of polymorphism can be seen. So most hydrozoans exhibit dimorphism. So that means two forms are seen in most of the hydrozoans. One is polyp and another is medusa. Polyp is nutritive, it is sessile, possess mouth surrounded by tentacles. Then enteron is there, therefore it is nutritive. Then sexual medusa is umbrella shaped or bell shaped, free swimming, and they are having gonads. They produce sex cells. Okay, so most of the hydrozoans exhibit dimorphic polymorphism. Then some hydrozoan colonies are trimorphic. Along with these two, one more is there. Polyp is there, medusa is there. Along with these two, one more, gonozooids, or they are also called as blastocysts. So their function is to produce medusae by budding. Medusae are produced by these gonozooids. Okay, and cylindrids, the cephalophora, show the highest degree of polymorphism, which is not found anywhere else in the animal kingdom. Except cylindrid, that too cephalophora. No other animals exhibit such degree of polymorphism. Highest degree of polymorphism is seen in Siphonophora. They may have 3 kinds of polypod zooids and 4 kinds of medusoid zooids. 3 kinds of polypod individuals and 4 kinds of medusoid individuals or zooids. So this is the colony of Siphonophora. It exhibits different forms. So polypod zooids. Polypod zooids are of 3 types here: gastrozooid, dactylozoid, gonozooid. So gastrozooid, this one is gastrozooid. And this is gastrozooid. Okay. So it is tubular or saucer shaped. It has mouth, and at the base only one single tentacle is present. This is taking part in ingestion and digestion of food. Ingestion and digestion of liquid food. Okay. So at the base only one tentacle is there, and this tentacle has the branches, and these branches are called tentilla, and each branch is ended with batteries of nematocysts. What are nematocysts? You know it. Nematocysts are stinging cells. They are used for killing food organisms. They are present at the tip of each branch of the tentacle. So single tentacle is present at this base of the gastrozooid. So gastrozooid is meant for what? Meant for digestion. Ingestion and digestion of the food. Okay. So that's about gastrozooid. Next, dactylozoid. Look here. This one is dactylozoid. This is also looking like this one. This is also tubular in structure. It has no mouth. Remember, it has no mouth, and it is also having tentacle, and it is defensive in mechanism, defensive in function. It protects the entire colony because the tentacle is provided with nematocysts. Batteries of nematocysts are present in the tentacle, and this dactylozoid takes part in protection of the colony. It is defensive in function. Next, gonozooid. This one is gonozooid. This is also modified gonozooid, and this gonozooid, produces medusae by budding. Medusae are there. See, medusae are coming. So these medusae possess gonads. Okay. So they are liberated out from the gonozooid. Here I told you already, gonozooids are also called as blastocysts. They produce medusae by budding process. So this is how 3 forms of polyps are available in Siphonophora. Siphonophora exhibit 3 kinds of polypod zooid. They perform different functions. So next, medusoid zooids, medusoid forms. So there are 4 medusoid forms. Okay. The medusoid zooids are of 4 types. Nematophore. This is nematophore. So nematophore is vesicle like. It is filled with gas. Okay, gas producing glands are there which produce gas. It has no mesoglea. It takes part in floating of the colony. It is also referred as float. Nematophore is also referred as float. It takes part in floating of the colony. Then phyllozoids. Phyllozoids are bract. They are leaf-like structures. Bract. They take part in protection. They are protective in nature. Okay. That's about phyllozoid. Nectocalices. So nectocalices are medusoid forms. Medusae. They have mouth, tentacles, manubrium is there, and they take part in locomotion of the colony, movement from one place to another place, because these are having velum is there, marginal tentacles are present, with the help of which they take part in locomotion of the colony. Then gonophores. So gonophores are present on the blastocystines or gorozoids. They are degenerate medusoid forms. They don't have mouth or tentacles, okay, but they have gonads. Gonads produce sex cells, and the gonophores are dioecious in nature. Dioecious means unisexual. They either produce male sex cell or female sex cell. So these are the different medusoid forms, medusoid zoids that occur in the colony of Siphonophora. So Siphonophora is the special type of coelenterates wherein we can observe highest degree of polymorphism. So with this we study the patterns of polymorphism in coelenterates. Thank you.